How many of you have been bored during this time at home? Maybe you want to try something new, but you just don't know what that new thing is. Well, worry no more, because in this video, I will teach you about the basics of juggling. And moreover, I will emphasize the materials for juggling and the proper setting for juggling. I will also explain how to juggle, and finally, I will touch up on the practice and perseverance and how that's important when you first begin juggling. So, let's talk about materials. In this video, I will be juggling with 2 bouncy balls right here and also a golf ball. If you don't have access to these materials, you can also just crunch some pieces of paper you're not using, and those work just as fine as well. So, the proper the proper setting for juggling is an area where there's not many obstructions and you're free to move around like this. And more importantly, the floor you're on is soft, such as carpet, which is the floor I'm on right now. You don't want to be on any hard surfaces, such as tile or wooden flooring, because when you make a mistake while juggling and you drop the ball, it may damage the floor depending on the type of ball you're using. But if you're on a carpet, it shouldn't damage the floor. So that's also something you want to take into consideration when juggling. Try to get maybe like a softer ball, such as tennis balls work great. Golf balls are a little bit hard. They're a bit firmer. So I recommend using tennis balls or even bean bags. Those are really good for juggling. So let's talk about how to juggle. The proper position for juggling is having your elbows bent at roughly 90 degrees with your hands extended out and your palms open, kind of like you're receiving a gift. And then you want to start off with 1 ball. Left or right hand right now, it's whatever your preference is, and you just throw it. Notice I'm not going too high or too low. The forehead area is where I want the top of the arc to be. I'm just throwing it. And once you get comfortable with this, then you could add 2. So for that, I'm going to go to my diagram. So here, the dashed line represents the middle of these arcs. So when I throw the first ball, it's going to go over, and then once the first ball gets a little bit over the dash line, then I throw the second ball over. So that's going to look something like this. So 1, 2. 1, 2. Notice that I try not to extend my arms as much because it becomes pretty difficult to juggle, in my opinion, if you extend your arms. You want to try to keep your elbows roughly in the same place and just throw the ball back and forth. Now I'm right-handed, but I like to start with my left hand. So in my opinion, it comes to personal preference. Try experimenting which way feels best for you. Because as a right-handed person, I feel better throwing with my left hand. But it's all personal preference, as I said earlier. Now, once you get the 2 balls down, we'll move on to 3. So let's go back to the diagram. Once you throw the second ball, and it gets a little bit over the dash line, then you're going to throw the 3rd ball. So that's going to look something like this. For me, since I prefer using my left hand when I was doing the 2-ball throw, I'm going to use my left hand, put the 2 balls in my left hand over here. So that's going to look like this. 1, 2, 3. So when you first start juggling, you don't want to go straight into it. Just want to get a little bit accustomed to it. And then from there, you can begin juggling. Like that. So, to reiterate in this video, one more thing I forgot to touch up on. Practice and perseverance. You want to make sure you persevere through juggling. There's going to be a lot of times when you mess up, but that's okay. Just keep on persevering and don't give up. It's all worth it once you learn how to juggle. It's pretty satisfying. So, to reiterate my main points, you learned about the materials of juggling, the proper setting for juggling, the basics of juggling, and more importantly, the importance of practice and perseverance. Now, I encourage you to try to learn to juggle And if you're looking for more information, I recommend checking out Josh Horton's YouTube channel. And Josh is a gold medalist in the World Championships of Juggling. Thank you for listening to my video.